All right, guys, welcome to the storeroom. My name is Tom. I'm a full-time eBayer and a stay-at-home dad to 5 kids. I've got a handful of sales to tell you about and a little bit of work to do, so I'm going to include you in on that. Let's get into it. I picked up this jersey, Cubs gray. I don't remember how to say that. So I'm just gonna not butcher it. This is a guy who played for the Cubs for a handful of years. I picked it up for $3.99. It sold for $16.49, I think was the offer that I sent somebody. I'd had it for a long time. I was surprised that it didn't sell better than that. Being as there's a lot of Cubs fans around here, I suspect I could have probably done better selling it on Facebook Marketplace as opposed to eBay. But I had it listed, and I got it sold. This guy, if you've been following the channel for a little while, you're familiar with him. This is Lee Majors, the $6 million man, and I picked him up for $5. He had 1 sock, a pair of pants, and 1 shoe. And I got some help coming in. I sold the pants for I paid $5 for the figure. I sold the pants off for like $6 or $8. I sold the 1 sock for $5 or $6. And today I sold the shoe for $7.99, free shipping. So now I don't need him to hold the parts anymore, and I can sell him. And he's in pretty terrible condition, so I I'll probably have to sell him cheap. I wonder if I can do this. Woo! Yeah, so I can probably sell him reasonably cheap. I sold this shirt, Nintendo, back in the day. I actually own this shirt and I wear it quite a bit. This one is not big enough for me. I don't think it is. Yeah, no, it's a men's large. I'm bigger than that. This is Caleb. He's helping. Come here. Come stand right here. Now do you see Caleb on there? Say, hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Okay, now go ride your bike. This sold for $6.50 or something plus shipping. Not much, but I did get it off a dollar rack for at a thrift store. And my thought when I bought this was I was going to be able to do some flea markets and just turn it $1 cash into $6 or $7 cash locally, but we're not doing flea markets because we're all on lockdown. I imagine we'll still get to do some here in a couple months in Peoria. This is Golden Tee Home Edition, and it sold for, I got this in a lot with a Wii and a handful of accessories that I paid like $25 for, and I didn't even know that this worked or cared much about this being in there, but I was able to sell it for $10.49 plus shipping, so that is profit because I'd already sold everything that I bought the lot for and made money. So those are the 4 things that I've sold so far this morning. I have lots of help in the garage this morning. Lots of extra people standing around watching Dad do YouTube. So yeah, that's my stay-at-home dad life and my sales for the day. All right, so the reason that I showed you that regional rate A box is it's an interesting box. Anything that you put in it, if it fits, it ships. at a 2-pound rate. So it's not a fixed rate like a flat rate shipping box, but it is a little more controllable. And if you have a like 5-pound item, it's a real savings on that box. That's just an interesting thing, and I was using that box, so I thought I'd bring that up. So I haven't been able to source or find new material, new stuff to sell in a long time. So somebody had this on Facebook Marketplace, and it's this tote full of black boots. And these are definitely new old stock, military grade issue. These, I don't know if they're military issue, but they are, there's a name on there, Bates maybe. Yeah, you can see it better in here than I can see it in person. So this whole tote was $5, but the point of the story is I asked the guy if he had anything else he was selling, video games or toys, and he's like, well, I got this N64, but I don't imagine anybody would want it. So he said he wanted $10 for it. So that was the right answer for me. And then he also had this box of stuffed animals, which stuffed animals aren't normally something I mess with, but this is a really old Winnie the Pooh, and he's cool. This is the cream of the crop. That is why I bought it. So that's, I don't know what the comps are on that. I'm gonna guess right here live that this is a $18.99 would be my guess if I was to list it without looking. I'll run some comps and we'll see. Roger Rabbit, what's he worth? And then there's another older Winnie the Pooh, and this Elmo that teaches you how to buckle and tie and zip and button. Oh, there's the other Winnie the Pooh, and he's old and cool. Sears, weird Sears tush tag. I think that's probably pretty old. So anyway, did a little bit of sourcing today. The point of my saying I did a little bit of sourcing today was to say, if you're there picking up combat boots, there's no reason to not ask if they have anything else for sale and things that you know how to sell, so that you can end up with old Winnie the Pooh's, a Nintendo 64, and a Roger Rabbit. All right, ladies and gents, well, I forgot to mention that I was able to go sourcing yesterday. A friend of mine named Alex had been posting some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, so I went over there to pick up some stuff. And I think we both knew that I would be buying more when I got there, because he always has good stuff. He's got a really good eye, and generally pretty good prices. So this Michelangelo was the thing that drew me to go find him. You don't see him with the belts in good shape, at least very much. So this was what got me out of the house, and then for $5, I got this vintage Iowa Hawkeyes single stitch logo 7. I always like to find logo 7 stuff. Cool piece. I paid $5. I'll probably list it for $24.99. So this has got to get processed. I haven't done comps on the hats yet. This guy was part of the deal with the Michelangelo thing. I have a lot of older Pac-Man collectibles. I may hang on to this too. It's pretty cool. This Triumph model I picked up. It is box only, but if somebody's got this model and they don't have the box, this will display really nice. I think it was either $2 or thrown in with something else. So that's pretty cool. Hats, snapback hats I've been doing pretty well with. This is a snapback. It snaps and it's the back of the hat. Snapback hats. This is an older Caterpillar corduroy. I've seen some people get some real money for some older like denim Caterpillar hats. I've got a lot of hats to process, and for no more than he was asking on these couple of hats, I thought I probably ought to grab them and put them in my to process stuff. This one needs shaped, but I can do that. If you guys haven't watched on Netflix Slobby's World, he's a slob and he has his own world that is a Netflix TV show. Just absurd amount of profanity in that show, considering it's about collecting things from the 90s. But he has a really good segment on that show about how to reshape these hats. And I've done it some, and I've done some of the repairs, like the replacing snapbacks. It's a good show if you're into the stuff that I'm into. So this Oilers hat's beat, but I think I can reshape it. And then Remington, I'm assuming this is going to be for people collecting razors or lawn equipment, because Remington makes everything. Now this is definitely gun and ammo related, but it's a vintage hat. I'm not familiar with the company that made it, but that corduroy, I think that's going to be a pretty good one. I haven't comped any of this stuff yet. But I picked up, oh, and then these things. I actually did run comps on this, but I don't know how complete it is. Pee Wee Herman color forms. And so I'll go through this and see what all is there. But I'm a sucker for this stuff, man. This is way cool. It says 49 cents on it that somebody got it at a garage sale. I doubt that's what Alex paid for it. This is a glued top because there's no cereal in there. It feels like maybe there's a paper bag inside of it just to give it its form. It's neat. It's in unbelievable condition. And like I said, I haven't done comps on any of this stuff yet. Maybe I'll put a comp up on here to tell you what this is worth. It may not be worth much at all, but it's super neat that it exists, and it might, you never know, it might surprise me. Okay, so I showed you the Roger Rabbit, I showed you the 2 Winnie the Poohs, and the Elmo plush. The rest of this is a crapshoot. I have no idea what's even here, and I suspect it's nothing. It's so ugly, it's almost charming. Gund. Gund is a reasonable name brand. What do you think? Is that Winnie the Pooh? Gund. Classic Pooh. I do love my Pooh classic. Kind of what I suspected. This is hilarious. I don't know anything about it, but it is awesome. Cuddle Wit Incorporated. Cuddle Wit. That is the best stuffed beaver I've ever seen, because it's the only one I've ever seen, and I kind of like it. The fact that it's a moose may mean that it doesn't get to leave my house, because my son, my first grader, Levi, the one that's in here all the time, obsessed with mooses. So maybe I'll just put it on a shelf in here and wait for him to find it. He has 5 or 6 plush mooses. Meese. I don't know how you say moose. I think the plural of moose is moose, like fish. And then that weird, hideous bear from Walmart, there's his brother. I guess I didn't show you guys this guy. I pulled him out while I was still at the truck. He's Animal Planet brand, and he's an orangutan. So that's a really unusual plush, and there are a lot of people who are passionate about big apes. So this is This is like a $10 one that I know for sure. So yeah, these are Bates men's hard toe, not steel toe, Gore-Tex. There's a size for sure. Sized on the outside. Sometimes these are sized. Perhaps there's not a size. Okay. I don't see a size. I'm going to guess they're like an 11. These are a 10 wide. 10 wide NS 2-90. These are almost for sure new old stock. They had a $10 price tag on them. I paid like $1 a pair. I think I'll do pretty well. These are interesting, only because they're so very unusual. I suspect they have something to do with motorcycles. Vega, technical gear, US size 10, made in China. I don't know, these I'm gonna say are worth not donating and figuring out what they are. So I got 3 good pairs of boots for $5. And then a pile to donate. All right, well, this is a cool thing. While I was cooking dinner, I sold 2 things. One for 20 and one for 30, both plus shipping. So I made 50 bucks while I was cooking dinner. This, I don't know if you can still see me at all. This butternut jacket that people told me I was crazy for thinking this butternut jacket was something, sold for 30 bucks to a guy who used to live in Pekin, where I bought the town where I bought this jacket, and now he lives in Florida, but he used to work for the butternut and I know where he's talking about. This one isn't swings through. This is play jack. A lot of these satin jackets I do pretty well with, especially when they're a recognizable brand and they're in nice shape. So I remember buying this and I was super excited about it. I'm pretty sure it's on a video. I paid $3.99 and thought, man, what a deal is that? And I sold it for $30 plus shipping just now. I don't like this angle, so we're going to do the other shirt at a different angle. Okay, and the last thing for the night is this shirt. I know that I got this for $1 because I know where I bought it. Toltex brand. The Bandit, I think it's the Bandit Rides Again or something. The Bandit's Last Ride. It's NASCAR. Harry Grant. 1994. It's just subject matter. The people like single stitch shirts and people like race cars. So this sold for $20 plus shipping. I've had it a little longer than I expected to. I think I had it listed for $29.99. I gotta stop stepping out of frame and wearing my hat forward where you can't see my face. I'm still figuring this out. So anyway, this was a good buy for $1, and it means that on top of the couple 60 bucks I made this morning on those 4 sales, I got another $50 today. Another $50 tonight. So I'll get those things packaged up and I'll send them out with USPS in the morning. Anyway, so that butternut jacket, I showed you I folded it in such a way as to not fold the emblem, because the guy heavily indicated that was what was important to him, that it was the butternut jacket that he used to wear. And so if I folded that, it might have a crease on it when it gets there. The way that I folded it, I imagine it'll travel just fine. And then the other shirt's going to Mexico, but I just folded it up and put it in an envelope, because what's going to happen to it? It's a 35-year-old t-shirt, 26-year-old t-shirt. All right, guys. Well, that is definitely going to do it for tonight. Look up here. I've got my more of my video game collection up there. My limited edition 25th anniversary Wii, GameCube, my original Game Boy. This is a pretty rare model Super Nintendo. You can't see it, but it came with both Mario All-Stars and Super Mario World. So you got 2 games bundled in, which is a hard package to find if you're looking for the variants, but I just have one. That's a Cobalt Game Boy Advance SP. This is the first Genesis to be packed with the with Sonic the Hedgehog, and then this is my original first Nintendo. This is the first NES that I ever had that was complete in box, and then this is like a ping pong. It's Pong. It's the original Pong you would have bought, and though it's complete in the box, it's just kind of shoved in that box. But all of these are complete in box. And there's some more spots down there because I got that 64 today, and she might not be for sale. I think that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks for watching. It really means a lot. When I get a lot of views, it means that there are people watching. And so I greatly appreciate you guys, especially if you made it this far in the video, because there's a whole lot of me talking about nothing. Thanks.